मम निवेदन शृणु मम निवेदन शृणु गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ विषयी दुर्जन सदा कमरत विषयी दुर्जन जो नहीं मोर गुण किछु नहीं मोर गुण किछु नहीं मोर गुण किछु नहीं मोर गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ हमारा भरोसा तुम्हें हमारा भरोसा तुम्हें गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ तुम्हारा चरणे लोहिनु शरण तुम्हारा चरणे तुम्हारा किंकर आमे तुम्हारा किंकर आमे तुम्हारा किंकर गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ केमने शोधिबे मोरे केमने शोधिबे मोरे गोपीनाथ केमने शोधिबे मोरे ना जानी भक्ति कर्मे जड़मति न जानी भक्ति कर्मे जड़ बुढ़ेति संसार घोरे बुढ़ेति संसार घोरे गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ सकली तुम्हार माया सकली तुम्हार माया गोपीनाथ सकली तुम्हार नाहि मम बाला ज्ञान तु निर्मला नाहि मम बाला स्वाधीन नहे ये काया स्वाधीन नहे ये काया गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ नियत चरणे स्थान नियत चरणे स्थान नियतचरणे स्थान मागे ये पमारा कांदिया कांदिया पमारा कांदिया कांदिया करो है करुणा दाना करो है करुणा दाना करो है करुणा दाना करो है करुणा गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ तुम्ही तो सकली पार तुम्ही तो सकली पार गोपीनाथ तुम्ही तो सकली पार तुम्ही तो सकली पार दुर्जने तारीते तुम्हार सकती तुम्हार सकत के आते पपीरारो के आते पपीरारो के आते पपीरारो के आते पपीरारो गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ तुम्हें कृपा बार बार तुम्हें कृपा पार बार जीवेर कारणे आसिया प्रपंचे जीवेर कारणे लीला कोइले सुविस्तार लीला कोइले सुविस्तार लीला कोइले गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ हमें की दोषे दोषी हमें की दोषे दोषी गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ हमें की दोषे दोषी असुर सकल पायलो चरणा विनोदता किल घोषी विनोदता किल घोषी गोपीनाथ गोपीनाथ मम निवेदन सुनो मम निवेदन सुनो गोपीनाथ मम निवेदन दुर्जना सदा कामरता किच्छु नहीं मोर गुण किच्छु नहीं मोर गुण किच्छु नहीं मोर Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. Mama nivedana shuno, Mama nivedana shuno, Mama nivedana shuno, Mama nivedana shuno. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Mama Nivedana Shuno, Mama Nivedana Shuno, Mama Nivedana Shuno, Mama Nivedana Shuno, Gopinath, Gopinath, Mama Nivedana Shuno, Mama Nivedana Shuno, Gopinath, Gopinath, Mama Nivedana Shuno, Mama Nivedana Shuno. हरियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। हरे कृष्णा। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। अष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So despite the sound, you all can hear me? So overcoming past conditionings was the topic I was thinking of speaking today. You see, the world we are living in, our conditionings, they bring about conditions. What is conditioning? Conditioning means a certain type of mindset, a script in the mind, which impels us to act in a certain way. For example, somebody is a thief. He is impelled to rob a bank or something. And the result of that sting conditioning is that he is handcuffed and is put behind the bars. That means the conditioning has brought about condition. Like you all are students, many of you. So if any of you has a say conditioning of postponing tendency, in the beginning of the semester, you see many boys play cricket. They think life is enjoying and they have ample of time. Correct, no? And then cricket playing becomes a habit. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. Sometimes they play all day also. Correct, no? Yeah. And then first month, and second month, and third month, they generally tend to think that exam is going to be after 5 months. Why to worry about exam now? And suddenly you see that on one hand they have become habituated to playing, on the other hand they have become habituated to not studying. So two conditionings have come. That means lazy for studying and crazy for playing. Correct, no? Two conditionings have clung to them. This becomes a second nature. Generally, any action you repeatedly do, repetitive thought or repetitive speech or repetitive action forms impressions. Prolonged exposure causes impressions in the mind. And the impressions are the ones which become conditionings. Now, what is conditioning means if you put a brake in the train, goods train, if you put a brake here, it stops there, 30 feet ahead. You've seen that? Due to the inertia, due to the force, it stops there. So that is because it was coming at a certain speed. Suddenly you cannot stop that speed. So similarly, you'll find Conditioning means a behavioral pattern which happens without your wanting. Uh, but that without your wanting, it happens because you have got habituated to it. How many of you experience of trying to get into a unit train in Bombay? As soon as the train comes, gushing out of the train, people like that, they come out. You've seen that? Huh? And you go and stand in the middle, that is the surest way to miss the train. You know, imagine you are standing here and both sides people are coming up. So intelligent people who go in Bombay unit trains, what they generally do, they don't go in the middle, they stand in the periphery. What they will do, they'll catch hold of one of the window, this thing, and then the edge of the door, and they'll stand like this and allow the people to go. And as soon as people come out, zoom, they will get an entrance inside. You've seen that? People do that. So now the gushing out people, the force is so much that you will be knocked down. Correct, no? Huh? So our conditionings are also like that in this world. If I have been doing one activity like this, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. In sixth time, I don't have to do it. I'll be pushed to do it. So this is called a snowball effect. Snowball effect means what? See, one boy went for trekking in Himalayas, the top. So he was playfully, hitting like a hockey stick people hit, no? With a hockey stick, you hit the ball. Like that, he was hitting the snow. Huh? Wherever there was snow, he was breaking it and hitting it like this. Tuck, 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 here, there, and everywhere he was hitting. As he was getting down the hill, suddenly he saw a big snowball was coming behind him. It was coming and it was coming in such a big way. Before he can make a plan to escape, it came and hit him on his back. And he slipped several slides down and he got severely wounded also. Now he was wondering why it happened. Because the cause of that snowball was him only. Correct, no? He was actually playing. But eventually that attracted the snow to get combined and become a ball. And now it came and hit him now, later on. Similarly, for example, you are standing at a signal. One beggar comes to you begging for a cookie or something. So you give one cookie. Immediately you'll find three more will come. Anybody's experience? Yeah, correct, no? Yeah. And then you give them three more, this side another dozen comes. You'll be running out of cookies. See that. Here comes a very important lesson, Prabhus. Any habit that you entertain, it increases. Whichever habit. It may be good habit or it may be bad habit. Any habit you allow your mind to entertain, that is going to become multiplied. So here comes one serious problem for all of us. See, we are all spirit souls from the spiritual world. But right now we are in the material world. So you have a better pitch or a poor pitch? Poor pitch. Because the soul, for him, material world is incompatible. For him, which is compatible? Spiritual world. Like India-Pakistan match. Is your match better in Pakistan or in India? India. Cricket, they look for the pitch, correct, no? They say it's our ground. And your experience also. So therefore, when the soul leaves the spiritual world, it comes to material world. Material world, it's like being in a foreign land for us. So what is the meaning of being in a foreign land? I will tell you. Good habits don't come on their own. You will have to cultivate. Bad habits, without your cultivation, easily they will cling on to you if you just give a hint also. I'll tell you a little story about this. Once a father was telling his son, "Beta, you please study. You are not studying at all nowadays, you are playing." And son said, "No, I'll play for an hour and come back and study." But then he wouldn't come at all. He would just be playing for 3 hours, 4 hours and go to sleep. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. The father wanted to teach him a lesson to the son very sensitively. He took the son to the garden and he told the son, "Beta, can you pluck out this grass?" And he very easily plucked out. Then he showed a little bigger grass. That also he could pluck out with a little effort. Then the father showed a sapling. Can you pluck out this? And the son had to several times twist the sapling, and then he pulled out. Yes, Papa, I've done it, he said. Then the father showed, yes, a sapling of a mango tree had grown a little thicker. He told him, and the son had really struggled. It was almost next to impossibility for him. Hmm. Then the father asked the son, what about this tree? Can you pluck it? And son said, impossible. It's just impossible. I cannot pluck it, he said. Then the father said, okay, now you are very tired now. Come, let us sit. So he took the son under a tree, under a mango tree. They sat. And the father plucked some few mangoes and washed them, and then he gave it to son. Better now you eat it. And son was eating it. So how do you enjoy the mangoes? Naturally, we all enjoy mango, right? No? Son was happy, very happy. Father said, learn 2 lessons from me today. I will share with you. And one lesson, the father said, you see, the smaller and thinner grasses, you could pluck them out very easily. But the bigger saplings, it was very difficult for you to pluck. You had to exert a lot of effort. Similarly, the father said, bad habits are like weeds that grow on their own accord without you cultivating them. Weeds, do you cultivate weeds? Or they come on their own? They come on their own. You want to cultivate a plant. Like my father told me to cultivate one tomato plant and one jandu flower plant. So I made this thing, and put a tomato plant. So a few days later, every day I used to go and water it and keep watching when is the flower going to come, and then a small fruit will come, then the tomato will come. So when I went to watch it, I saw another plant which was exactly like tomato plant. Exactly similar. Leaves are all same. So I got confused. Is this one mine or which one I should water now? They look very similar. So I told my father, Papa, I'm a little confused. I'm worried. Is that also a tomato plant? Father said, no. One out of the 2 is tomato and the other one is cheater. Cheater tomato. Then I asked, what is the proof? He said, wait and watch. That plant will have one small green fruit. Only this much size it comes. After that, it will never grow beyond that. And tomato plant will produce tomatoes, which will be also green, but there will be big green, this much. And then it will be even bigger green. Shining bigger green it gives out. And then that will turn into red. That is real tomato. So one produces fruit, other one doesn't have fruit. Other one's show bottle fruit, small one. And that is also poisonous. It's not good. So I was just watching, and sure enough, it happened. I saw my tomato plant was bringing very big, nice red tomatoes, while the other one was around. So I plugged it out. I threw it out after that. I understood that it is a cheater one. It's a weeds one. Correct, no? Similarly, many of you, you're all young boys. When you come to college, sometimes some friends are so intimate and so kind and very nice with you. They look like friends for you. Like Duryodhana behaved so nicely with Karna. He looked like a good friend, correct, no? See, Duryodhana saved Karna's ego, correct, no? In the situation where, the Acharya, Kripacharya told that, only fight happens amongst royals. You are not a royal. So it was a big insult in the public. But then Duryodhana offered the oblations of water and said, I'll make you Angadeshka Raja, correct, no? So somebody is a friend in need is a friend indeed. Like that, he also Arjuna felt. He saved my face in the public. He's my good friend. And Duryodhana appeared to be very, very friendly. He gave him a place in the palace. He gave him nice food and everything. So gradually, Karna started thinking, Duryodhana is my best friend. He did not properly evaluate. Correct, no? Similarly, the weeds also looks like a good tomato plant only. Until when do you know that? When you see that it doesn't give the expected fruit. So one day Karna became very upset because Shakuni, Duryodhana, Dushasana, they were all planning to do a gambling match and cheat the Pandavas rather than fight a fair battle with them. Because they knew that in battle we can't win them. That time Karna was not very happy. Karna said, hey, I am there and you are all there. If you want, then arrange a war, we will fight. But they said, no. Shakuni said they have to be cheated by a trick. So Karna was not very happy that time. You will see that. Then Karna also understood that these people are adopting foul means many times instead of fair means. Karna was a very great Danavir, correct, no? He had some principles. But the mistake was, although he was a man of principles, he connected with the weeds, not with the plant. He made association with the weeds. So he didn't get the fruit of pleasing Krishna. If you please Krishna, you attain all perfection. Yasmin tushtam jagatushtam. So Arjuna pleased the Pandavas, apparently suffered, They were cheated by a gambling match, their wife was insulted, they were sent to the forest, Bhima was poisoned and all that. So it looks like, the main plant is suffering, but then eventually they could please Krishna and became kings of the whole world. So, especially in your age, you have to be very careful to choose good association. So, the father told the boy that, if you cultivate bad habit, in the early stage of the bad habit, you can uproot it very easily. Just you can plug it out. Very easy it is. Like somebody taught you to smoke, you only held the cigarette only once only. After that, you also felt something wrong with this. If you give it up, that means uprooting the weed in the very early stage. There's a story in the book, Gandhi's book, My Experiments with Truth. I studied it in my 5th standard. So Gandhi says that one day, one of his friends, became a thick friend of Gandhi. So they both opened their tiffin box. So Gandhi opened his box and gave some nice item to his friend. And friend said, "See, you are giving me with love. I accept it. I also want to give you something with love. You take it." And that something happened to be a meat piece. And Gandhi said, "No, sorry, I am vegetarian. I don't eat meat," he said. But friend said, "No, no, no, no. How can you say no to it? I am giving with affection. You gave me with affection. I am also giving you with affection." So then Gandhi said, "Okay, I will take it." So Gandhi picked up the meat piece. So he was in two minds. Should I eat or not eat? He thought for a while. And then he put in his mouth. Somehow he was not convinced that he can swallow it. So he spat it out. At that night, when he was sleeping, a goat came in his dream. It was making sound. He was shocked, and the goat spoke to him in the dream. "Why did you eat me? Why did you try to eat me?" Like that. Then Gandhi jumped up. He got a nightmare. And he decided, "I will never touch meat in my life after that." So, of course, he never entertained that friend anymore, giving him meat. That means the bad habit, he gave it up at the early stage. Any habit you give up at the early stage, then you don't have to worry. It goes away very easily. Very easy to uproot it. And the father said, "But if you allow it to drink the water, that means you are watering the plant for cultivation. That water is taken by the weeds. Then what happens? That means watering means you are giving time, attention, energy to that. That is the meaning of giving water. Like so many boys in the first year, they see that all their other friends are having some girlfriend. Why can't I also have? Then they go and connect. And they water that relationship means what? They're giving time to the girl, they're giving attention to her, having WhatsApp chat exchanges with her, taking her to hotel and spending money. Father will be wild if he comes to know. He's taking father's money and spending on the girl. He's giving money, he's giving time, he's giving his energy, and he is paying attention, all these things. So the weed of the illicit relationship becomes thicker and stronger and it grows up. And then he came to know, the boy comes from some family like Maratha family, for example, and the girl comes from some other family. No, actually, Maratha people are very principled people, correct? No, they are Kshatriya family, correct? No, they're cultured people, and they want to give son and daughter only to, their own caste people only, correct or not? They don't want them to marry somebody else. And why they don't want to marry? Because they want to preserve their Vamsha, their race, keep some purity. So they are very strict about it. Some castes are like that. They're very, very strict. Tomorrow, when these guys pass out and the parents come to know the boy and girl are having affair, they will immediately tell him, "You have to give up this." And that time, is it easy for them to give up? Now the plant has grown thin or thick? Very thick. That time, both these guys will be crying. हमने बड़ा खराब कर दिया, हमने गलती कर दिया. Now they are not allowing us to marry. What to do? And some communities are very heavy. If forcibly you try to run away and all, they'll finish and all. Very dangerous. So, therefore, they are not able to marry. Then the boy marries somebody else, girls marry somebody else. But they don't have a happy life. because they have watered the weeds. And the weed has grown very thick. Now they are unable to uproot it. And that weed will definitely produce a thorny bush, bubble tree. The bubble tree will keep on scratching you. Thorn will hurt you. Every time you go to garden, it'll, but you can't escape it. You will say that I only put this, what to do? You may say that later on, isn't it? On the other hand, the father said another interesting thing to the boy. My dear boy, you are eating these mangoes, you are enjoying it. But how do you think these mangoes, wonderful mangoes, have come? And the boy said, Papa, I think just like the weeds came, that also came. Said, no, good things don't come on their own. You have to cultivate it. Father said, I put a mango seed, I made a fence around it, I made that sunlight surely falls on it. Daily I watered it, I prevented it from goats and everything. So, and then then the plant has grown over a period of time. And so many people wanted to pluck it. I didn't allow them. I allowed it to grow now. Now it is producing mangoes. That means good habits, the father said, have to be cultivated. They will not come on their own. In fact, our mind has resistance to good activities in the beginning. The reason is you are not in the spiritual world. If you are in the spiritual world, your mind will naturally accept good activities. And your mind will naturally resist bad activities. Whereas when you are in material world, the mind very easily accepts which one? Bad activities. And the good activities, mind is offering resistance. Therefore, Krishna uses the word in the 18th chapter. He says, good habits are like poison in the beginning, nectar at the end. He says, bad habits are like nectar in the beginning and poison forever after that. It's terrible, it is. Just like this boy-girl relationship I told you. It was like little nectar in the beginning, but then they got what? Poison over a period of time. So, therefore, father said, you have to cultivate good habits. So, one of the beautiful thing you all will see here in this center, here is a place, a divine place, a holy place with a spiritual ambience where good habits will be encouraged. Correct, no? Like sleep early, rise early, do your studies well. Also, follow four regulative principles: no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. Clean life. Three things are very, very important. You should lead a Vyasan Mukta Jivan, no intoxication. Vyavichar Mukta Jivan, no illicit connection with opposite sex. Similarly, Ahimsa Jivan, that means no himsa to other jivas. And you will see that. And then truthful Jivan, Satyaparayan. Like we say, no, Satyameva Jayate. Truth only will ultimately conquer. So follow the life of this kind of principled life, which is taught here in this place. But you go outside, most people in the world will not encourage you in these things. In fact, many friends you will see, they drink and they want you to drink also. They will say, we are going to hell, you also join us. Let us all go to hell together. Isn't it? So therefore, bad habits come very easily. We are in material world, we should know. We are in a foreign land, a foreign place. So we have to be very careful to say no to bad habits and yes to good habits. And as I told you, good habits require cultivation. So here is a place where you have opportunity for cultivating good habits. What is the meaning of cultivation? Repeating a good activity is called cultivation. For example, sleep early, get up early, sleep early, get up early, sleep early, get up early. So you do it for 1 month, 2 months. After that, even if you forgot to put the alarm clock, you will get up early. And even if you fail to see the clock, 8:30 only your head will be reeling. You will want to sleep. 9 o'clock you will sleep. Because you got habituated to it. That's the meaning of conditioning. That means there is a good conditioning, there is bad conditioning. Two type of conditionings. Bad habits cause bad conditionings. And bad conditioning causes a pathetic condition. For example, bad habits means somebody is smoking, 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 smoking. Then smoking becomes a habit, that is called conditioning. And the result of that conditioning is blood cancer he gets. He gets the lung cancer. He gets lung cancer and he dies. Correct, no? That means repeating an activity causes habit to come. And when that habit is cultivated over a period of time, it becomes conditioning. And the conditioning causes restricted conditions. How many of you understand this? It's clear? Yeah. So you decide in your life what do you want to repeat. Huh? Do you want to repeat good activities or you want to repeat bad activity? Yeah, that's the point. If you repeat the good activities, mm, I will tell you scientifically exactly what happens in your system by this repetition. See, you have two sections of your mind. One is called subconscious mind, one is called conscious mind. See, subconscious mind behaves like a machine, uh, which means uh, it has set patterns which are already like fossilized patterns. Uh, It has, like told you, the conditionings in the subconscious mind are very deep rooted. Many of us think that when you look at a person, looks like a nice person. That is only tip of the iceberg. Hmm. Below that tip of the iceberg, under the water, many people have dark side of their personality also, which is not known to everybody. How do you know that they have a dark side? When the situation presents itself, at that time they will misuse or abuse or do some wrong thing. And then the world comes to know that this person has this problem. Correct, no? And those are called conditionings. Generally, we present to the people of the world which side, our bright side or dark side? Bright side. So we present the bright side for the world, and dark side we know and super soul knows. Only two people know, correct, no? Lord knows and we know. So ideally speaking, what a devotee should do, the dark side of our personality or the shortcomings or weaknesses, or to say it positively, we can call it room for improvement, where we have a scope for improvement. So one can note down these are things I need to improve in. huh. Like somebody has a weakness for a woman, somebody has a weakness for money mishandling, huh, and somebody has a weakness for speaking lies, praising oneself more than what one is truly. Some people, they tell lies like left, right, center. Some people, every in within 5 minutes they'll say five lies. They will say because that is very natural for some people. Huh? It is deep rooted conditioning some people have. So much bluff people do say like that. So you have to find out what are some of my weaknesses which are underlying in my personality, which I know, super soul knows, but we don't tell anybody. So those have to be cleared or not, isn't it? Those conditionings have to be. That's actually subconscious mind. Uh, Now, in the conscious mind, as I told you, the tip of the iceberg, that is the place where you can bring about change. In subconscious mind, you cannot do anything. It is like a rigid pattern, you can say. Yeah, that conditioning, we call it as a conditioning, Purva Janma Vasanas, Purva Janma Karma Vasanas. We say like that. That is very, very deep rooted. But in the conscious mind is a place where you can make some changes. That's possible. And I'll tell you a story, it will make it very clear for you. Once, Shishya, one disciple, went to a Buddhist matha and said, "Sir, I wish to join full time in your matha." And he met the Guruji. And the boy said, "My only problem is, I am a very bad man and I have done a lot of sinful activities in my life. So I don't know whether I can be admitted." So the Guru said, "See, you have a past account, so many bad baggage you are carrying. You take training here and see. Say 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you can see for yourself." And Guru gave him one task. Hmm. He told him that I'll give you, in the behind the matha, there was a forest where there were white pebbles and black pebbles. So Guru told that here is a pot, and once in a month you can check the pot. But what you do? When you do good activities, put white stones. When you do bad activity, you put black stones. Keep putting it. So the disciple put the stones like that. After 1 month, he checked. He saw that 90 stones were black, only 10 were white. Guru had told him, whatever you speak harshly, whatever you think badly, thinking, speaking, and acting, three things. You have to put stones accordingly. That means bad thought, bad speech, bad actions. You have to put what stones? Black stones. Good thought, good speech, good action, you should put white stones. And he went on putting. So the fellow was very discouraged. So 90% became black. He said, Guru said, don't worry. You keep continuing the exercise. So the disciple saw that after 6 months, 70 stones were black and 30 were white. After 2 years, he saw only 20% were black, 80% was white. So he went and told the Guru, the pattern is changing now. It's reversing now. And the Guru said, the mechanism I will tell you what is happening with you. Guru said, when you repeat good habits, the good habits get deposited in the conscious mind. Conscious mind is at the top. Subconscious mind is at the bottom. So conscious mind keeps on receiving good impressions, correct, no? Keeps receiving. Not only that, what is received by the conscious mind is gradually dumped in the subconscious mind. You understand, no? So when it is dumped in subconscious mind, what happens? The good vibrations that you accumulated, they oust the bad vibrations. See, there's a word in English called oust. O-U-S-T means what? Say, for example, in this room, some or other from outside, say one pig has entered, for example. So if too many men are entering into the room, pig will get afraid, correct, no? What it will do? It will run outside. If the population of human beings is increased, the pig will think, "Arey, mere jati ka koi nahi hai." I am the only pig, because birds are the same feather, not together. Pigs will live with pigs, dogs will live with dogs, parrot will live with parrots, humans will live with humans. By mistake, a pig came inside. If it sees all of you, such a big crowd of you, then pig will naturally run out. Similarly, when you increase the number of positive vibrations, if you keep on repeating, that goes gradually, the weight of the good activity is increasing and it sinks in the subconscious mind. And then the population of good vibrations in the subconscious mind, it ousts the bad vibrations which were stored before. Because in subconscious mind, there is a capacity to store. If it is taking in good vibration, then there is no place for bad vibration. Little by little, they are kicked out. Like I'll tell you how it is. In those days, when I was a schoolboy, my father told me to pluck these gooseberries. You know gooseberry? Gooseberry is avla. Avla, you know the avla? Big one, mota one, big one. There's a small one, big one. This is a big one. So I took a sack and I filled up the sack. Me and my friends, we plugged and put. So the sack was full. So my friend said, "Hey, sack is full." I said, "Why you are saying it's full? You shake it." And then we shook it like this. Then level went down. Then we put more and more. So then one boy brought a sewing, that needle. With that, he stitched the goni in the top. He only left a little portion for putting more. So he said, by stitching it, it will not come out. Correct, no? So he stitched in the top only a little bit. We were all getting more and more gooseberries and pushing it. And we were surprised. As many you are pushing, that one is going inside. We have no problem. Later, one boy found out from bottom there is a hole. You push one here and that one is going out. Another one more, you push one more is going out. So he found out. Later on, I told this fellow, stitch here also now. You understand now? Similarly, your subconscious mind has a capacity. If you have put a lot of good things inside, the other bad things are automatically pushed from other side. They are pushed out. Suddenly, one day you find yourself a completely blossomed person. Completely changed, completely modified thinking, modified speech, modified behavior. And you will see that those people who came in the early days of Krishna consciousness, how they were and how they are now, you will see a very big difference in them. Just like Mrigari, a cruel Mrigari became compassionate Mrigari. A crying Arjuna became a confident Arjuna. Correct or not, isn't it? Yeah, arrogant Rahuguna became a humble Rahuguna. You will see that. That means a heart change came or not? Because of positive vibrations. So, increase the good habits and nullify the bad habits. And the beauty is, you will see that the magnitude of your bad habits will reduce in the mind. Magnitude will be like this before, and then it becomes lesser, it becomes lesser. Like if a tree and a weed are side by side, you keep watering the tree more and more. Tree becomes mota, very big. This much stem becomes, and then big tree and lot of mangoes it's giving, and the weed will die. Weed will see that, right, this fellow has grown very big now. I have no place now. The weed cannot get any water. That will be finished. And adding to that, what you do? You take out, you also make special efforts to remove the weed also. So later on, we made sure that you bring some knife or something and cut the weed also. Correct, no? Make sure not only you are not giving him water, you are also cutting and throwing it. Again and again it will grow, you keep cutting it again and again. That means the repeated growth of the weed should be repeatedly cut. And the main plant of good habits should be watered by more and more good habits. And good impressions, good habits. If you are staying in a voice, anywhere you turn around, you see here such nice decorations. One side you see Mridanga, another side you see Kartal, one side you see devotees with Tilak. One side you are hearing some song going on. Another side, go to bathroom, somebody is hearing Prabhupada's lecture. Everywhere you turn around, you are actually giving a bombardment of pure vibrations to your mind. So one devotee, one man asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, do you mean to say your ISKCON society is a society of good conditioning? Prabhupada said, no, best conditioning. He said, because in this world there is a bad conditioning, there is good conditioning, and spiritual inputs are best conditioning. Because why it is best? Because it brings out the best out of you. It takes you to spiritual world. Whereas in this world, even Ajamila had a good conditioning. Was that enough? No. Anybody can explain? Give the mic to them. They will say, why no? They will tell us. He had a good conditioning, correct? No? And what was the good conditioning he had, you have to explain. And then say why it was insufficient. That also you can say.
Like Rajamila was a pious Brahman. He was following all the regulating principles told by his parents, but he was not doing. It is just like if we have a bad poisonous tree, we are cutting it from top, but the roots are remaining inside the ground.
Correct.
So that is the reason we saw that side. He was withstanding also the mantras, but he was not able to look away, stay away from it. So that sinful propensity remains by not doing bhakti. So that is why by doing bhakti, that sinful propensity goes away, the desire to enjoy goes away. That is why it is on the best platform.
Correct. Now, Ajamila was a Brahman. He was chanting Vedic mantras. He was rising early in the morning, bowing down to mother and father. He was also worshipping Vishnu. But there were 2, 3 very vital things missing in his life. He was not clear about the goal of life. Imagine somebody is driving a car. When the red signal, they stop. Green signal, they move. India, they drive on the left. America, they drive on the right. Very strictly following traffic rules. But ask them, sir, where are you going? That I don't know. They just keep, no, I follow all the rules. Just go round and round. In India, you find many families, Chandan, Kumkum and all, they'll put. Correct, no? And some of them come from even certain families. Like certain families are going to this Pandharpur and all, they go on this Palki and all, they take and go, no? Some of them actually have so much devotion to Vittala, which is very good. But they wear this kantimala. They will say that whenever I have to eat onion garlic, I remove the kantimala. Eat onion garlic and then I put it back. इसके साथ हम खाते नहीं. Is it proper? They don't know. Actually, if you are removing and putting, afterwards you're putting again, is it proper? They just don't know. Knowledge is not there. So many people, many of the Indians, they say Monday I go to Durga temple, Tuesday I go to Ganesh temple, Wednesday I go to Kartika temple. And they also have many other Babas temples they go and all. People go. But they don't know who are you. They don't know about body soul difference. What is the goal of your life? They don't know. Can you play a football match without goalpost? But they are playing like that. But they don't know the goal. That's the kind of game they're playing. Say, for example, you are becoming very busy. Prabhuji, I'm in a hurry now, I'm going now. I have to book a cab, you are saying. What is the first thing you need to know if you have to book a cab? Where I have to go, correct? You call the driver and say, please come, I have to go, hurry, I'm very much in a... You say, okay, I'm coming. First thing he will ask you, give me the, what do you call that? Of course, OTP, he will take you, that OT will take you. Also, he will ask you this. Do you have nowadays they ask in WhatsApp the map also, correct? No, what do you call that? The place, the location, yeah. Location they want, correct? No, location though. If you say the location, मुझे मालूम नहीं, लेकिन आप जल्दी जाना, but how will they go? So that was Ajamala's problem. He didn't know the location of Vaikuntha. He never knew that this is the goal of my life. That he was not aware. Correct, no? He was a good person. He was doing. Another thing Ajamila did not know was the difference between chanting of the holy name versus chanting of the Vedic mantras. You didn't know. That's eighth offense. The eighth offense, you think Vedic rituals, chanting and the chanting of holy name is similar. You think it's not similar. The Vedic rituals, 99% of them teach you to improve your material life. How to make your material life little better. Whereas the chanting of the holy name is a call of the soul to God out of love, with a desire to eternally engage in Lord's service without any motivation or expectation. That is the chanting of the holy name. He was not aware of this difference. So, that he came to know only when he heard from whom? Vishnudutas, correct. He heard from Vishnudutas, that time he came to know. Oh, this I never knew. The power of the holy name, the glories of the holy name. Otherwise, although I knew the normal dharma, he knew. As he rightly said, there was some sinful bijas in his mind, which were still there, like the thorny tree's seed. So that got sprouting out, and then he fell down from his position. So he had a good conditioning in a good family, but was that sufficient? It is not sufficient. So we need the best conditioning. So Krishna consciousness purpose is the best conditioning because it is like a rocket going at 11 kilometers per second. It will never return. It's escape velocity. You'll escape from Maya. Maya cannot chase after you. She will understand. Abhi gaya mere haath se bhi. Now I cannot catch him now anymore. He has become Krishna conscious. In Bangalore, one boy told me. So his parents went to take the boy to Jyotish to check whether he'll become brahmachari or grihastha. They want to check. You know, you know. So the Jyotish saw his hand and also asked his nakshatra. And then the parents said that, the boy is, we are little doubtful about the boy. Please tell us, see the nakshatra. And Jyotish was seeing and saying that he has a very good possibility of becoming grihastha also. But then he said, what is the boy doing? Then the parents said, he is chanting Hare Krishna and is going to ISKCON. They said, oh, then you keep it and I can't say, he said. Why? He said, when one goes directly under Lord's shelter, then how the Lord will deal with them, it is between him and the Lord. We cannot say anything, he said. I cannot say. Whatever I say, you cannot take it as final. Because the Lord can actually change even destiny of a individual. He can change. Just like Arjuna was supposed to enter the fire because of not able to kill Jayadratha. Correct, no? But then Krishna changed his destiny by blocking the sun. So Lord can do that. He can change the destiny of anybody. So that astrologer was saying, even the hand raised change when one becomes a devotee of the Lord. He said, as long as a jiva is under Navagraha, you bring the horoscope, I can exactly tell you what will happen. Because Navagraha, if you are under the Navagrahas, Rahu is looking at you, Ketu is looking at you. You cannot escape if you are an ordinary conditioned soul. They will look at you and they will chase after you. Like somebody says, Shani dosh, they say, you know that? 2.5. Sade, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, they say, So they say, now Shani is looking. Some people go to Shani temple and they pray also, please don't look at me. you know, they're going only and showing themselves. Isn't it? They're trying to get out of that kind of situation. But once you become Krishna conscious devotee, you go above the Navagrahas. They have no influence over you. Then Lord has direct influence. Lord says that also. My devotees are in my custody. He says that. So, therefore, when you become a Krishna devotee and you are sincere devotee, then Krishna knows how to protect you. How to... Actually, if you are going in the wrong path, they'll give you a slap also. To bring you to the right path. Lord can do that. And then one will learn a good lesson. And then Lord will bring you to the right path. He will not allow you to get into bad habits. Some people have gotten into bad habits, but they got a slap and they came back also. They will learn a lesson also. Because the Lord feels that it is his obligation and duty to protect a devotee who has come to his shelter. You will see that innumerable examples can be given from the scriptures. But otherwise, the devatas, if you do something for them, they will give you the benediction, they will go away. How you use it or misuse it, they don't care. Whereas Krishna will give you a benediction only if he is confident that you will not misuse it. And if you misuse it, then he will say, hey, I thought you are a good fellow. They're misusing it. Wait a minute. Now what I do now? Then he will give some slap or punishment. He will rectify the fault in the devotee. He will do that. So there is a story. There was one fellow called Vipranarayan in South India. This fellow was a very sincere devotee of Lord Vishnu. So very sincere, very faithful. He was having a garden. He would water the flower-bearing plants and pluck the flowers, make a garland and offer to Vishnu. Eventually, he also made a tulasi garden also. Lot of tulasis would come, pluck the tulasi leaves and make a garland for Vishnu. He would do that. So life was going on peacefully. One day, two girls were walking on the road, and elder sister and younger sister. They are sisters. They are walking. So the elder sister was telling the younger sister, see this Vipranarayan, he is a very serious Krishna devotee. He is always chanting the holy name. He is singing and dancing. He is making garland for the Lord. He is always mad after the Lord. And he has no attraction for the opposite sex at all. Such a liberated soul. And the younger sister did a bet with him, bet with her. Said, what are you saying? Many men in this world, they behave like this. But if a woman comes near, their behavior will change. They will melt very easily. I'll prove it to you, she said. Elder sister said, nothing doing. She also bet. So then what the younger sister did, her name was Devi. What she did, Devi dressed herself in a very simple dress and went to Vipranarayan and said, sir, I come from a very poor family. I'm looking for some job. If there is some work in the garden to do, if I can do that, she said. And Vipnarayan, as sympathetic as he was, he said, okay, no problem. We were also looking for somebody to water the plants and remove the weeds and all those things you can do. And you will get prasad here from the temple, whatever Vishnu prasad comes, we'll give you. You take prasad and you take care of this. But there is no place to live here. So you can come from home, do the service and you go. And she was coming and doing and going like that. Few days went like this. On one of the days when Vipranarayan was working in the garden, she was also working on the other side of the garden. At the time, rain started coming. Started heavily raining. And immediately Vipranarayan ran to his hut. And Devi also came. And seeing her drenched, he said, hey, don't stand outside, it's heavily raining, come here. He called her. So when she also entered the hut, at that time he saw her in a form, like if I imagine if a woman's clothes are drenched, her bodily parts became visible. So when he saw her in that form, his lust became aroused. He felt agitated in the mind. And he started speaking to her in incoherent words. And she also started speaking. They became intimate. After that, then he wanted to actually marry her. And Devi said, I have to consult with my family members and all. So then she went away. And afterwards, she was not coming for 2-3 days. So Vipinarayan became very restless. Because now that he has touched her, he was attracted to her. Then he started going to her house and doing follow-up, just like you follow up boys. He started, and he would exactly find out when the elder sister is going away, younger sister is there, so he will go and do follow-up of her. He would call her, why are you not coming? The same job is available in the garden, please come. Because once you experience sense gratification, you want it again and again. Right? The hankering develops like that. In the meantime, Lord Narayana was watching from Vaikunta. Oh, my devotee, he was a man of good character. Now he has become like this. It's very bad. So one day it so happened, Vipranarayan was also a pujari in the temple also. Suddenly in the temple, the silver glass was missing. In the temple, it was missing. And also the necklace of the Lord was missing. Two things were missing. And immediately the matter was taken to the king. These two items are missing in the temple. They're very costly items. Silver glass and necklace means lakhs of rupees, isn't it? So immediately Vipranarayan was summoned. What happened? He said, I also don't know. I generally lock the temple properly. And somebody came and gave the news to the king that they are found in the Devadevi's house. That is, these two items were there. And immediately she was called and summoned. And then some people said, oh, we know the connection. Devadevi was working in the garden with Vipranarayan. And the recent past, some people are saying that they both have some affair also. That kind of news came. Then the king came to know, became angry. Hey, Pujari, this is what you are doing. Nonsense. You are supposed to serve the Lord properly. Now you are taking the Lord's jewels and going and giving it to this lady. Put him behind the bars. He was put in chain and the hands and legs and put behind the bars. And goddess of fortune Lakshmi became very worried. She told Lord of Vaikuntha Vishnu that, my dear Swami, see what is happening to your disciple. He is your devotee. And they are putting him in chain. He's a Brahman. He studied the scriptures. He worships you, dresses you, decorates you, and constantly chanting your holy name. How you can see him chained with the hands and legs like this? Is it proper? He's put behind the bars. What happens to his reputation? Whole world will talk ill of him. And Lord Vishnu said, see, because he connected with that woman improperly. Correct now? He is supposed to be a very pure personality. Worshipping me is supposed to be pure. He got into the wrong direction. So, in the meantime, the news reached the king that how the necklace and this thing came, glass came to the home of that lady. It actually did not come through Vipranarayan, it came through someone else. That was found out. After that, the king felt sorry. He said, release Vipranarayan. Immediately he was released. After he was released, he went back to the garden, went back to Pujari service. So now, after a few days, Devadevi Mataji came. He said, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Yeah, there is no job for you here. In our garden, there is only job for brahmachari boys only. We don't give any jobs to ladies here. So you better go back and live with your sister peacefully, and I will not come to your house also anymore. And we don't want this connection. It's an improper connection. Lord Vishnu has become upset with me. I didn't do anything. I never gave you the necklace or glass. But I was arrested for no reason. That's what the world thinks. But there is a reason. The reason is Lord is displeased with me. Therefore he arrested me. Now he has given me one more chance to serve him. Now I don't want to serve Maya. I want to serve Krishna. So in this way you will see Vipnarayan was about to get into bad habit. Lord plucked out that bad habit, saved him, and put him back in his service again. So if any of us, after chanting Hare Krishna, wearing tilak, kantimala, japmala, look like a beautiful devotee outside and we are doing wrong thing, Lord will catch. Hey, ड्रामा मत करो. रामा का नाम जपता है, ड्रामा करते हो. So Lord will catch and then he will bring us to correct path after that. So in this way, when I came to ISKCON, I was so happy because here is a society which is giving us a platform. From the morning to night, you can pile up good habits. 1 hour rather. The very morning begins with you take a bath and wear the tilak in 12 parts of your body. You wear dhoti kurta, come in front of the Lord. You hear something about the holy name. You chant 16 rounds of japa, you do Mangalarti, Narsingharti. So, Mangalarti, your gratitude to your Guru you are expressing. Narsingharti is purification and protection. And Tulasi Arti, expressing our aspiration to enter the spiritual world. Right now? Yeah, and we are doing, worship of the Lord and taking Vishnu Prasad, Krishna Prasad offered to Lord. How wonderful it is. So, and then you are hearing a class 40 minutes. You're getting the correct map of life. You're filling up your mind with pure impressions like that. And then you walk on the road. These impressions actually will be prominent in your mind all day actually. And you are eating with devotees. You also see the other fellow devotees also. Like birds of the same feather, talk together. Devotees live with devotees. And everybody is offering obeisances to one another, saying Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha. When devotees are having mutual respect, affection and trust, so in the outside world, the people don't even give proper respect to one another. Correct, no? Here you are respected at every level. At a physical level, you get good prasad, hygienic lifestyle. You don't put anything bad into your system. You are not putting a cigarette or a liquor or anything inside. You are keeping your body clean. Your eating habits are clean, and you are cooked to fire fresh bhoga and offer to Lord, and then you take, fresh prasad you take. Correct, no? And your habits like sleeping early, rising early, fixed time per sona, time per kana, time per padna, sab kuch, everything. Now, boys, if you see, many boys are awake till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, correct, no? They're spoiling their health also. So, for you here, you get good health also, good food also, and good accommodation with people with good habits also. And then you are also doing devotional activities in the morning, which give you spiritual impressions also, morning. And then when you come back in the evening again you are with devotees here. So the more you add spiritual impressions, habits more and more, you may not even know all the unwanted bad habits are being kicked out. You may not even see. Eventually you will see that. How many of you were eating meat before, but later you gave it up after coming to Krishna consciousness? You see, they all have given up, correct now? So those of you who raised a hand now, how many of you are confident that till your last breath you don't want to eat meat? You see, you can say that, correct now? That means this habit is out now, correct now? How you were putting so much prasad inside that has to go out. Correct now, prasad has pushed out the meat now. Meat has no place in the belly now. Like that, only bad habits will go away, one by one by one. Huh? So overcoming past conditionings. Therefore, you have to know how the conditioning come, I told you. Huh? So the conditioning starts with what? When you do an activity repeatedly, that forms a habit. When the habits are practiced repeatedly, that forms conditioning in the mind. Huh? Habit. Like somebody repeatedly is going late at night, then sleeping late becomes a second nature, we say. It becomes second nature. That becomes a, mentality of the mind. Like one brahmachari, he has a habit of sleeping at 10:30. Huh? So he came to my room. 9 o'clock, I was about to sleep. He asked me, "Prabhuji, थोड़ा बात करते हैं आपके साथ." I said, "I'm afraid of you." I told him. Because, you, even if there is no work to do, he will hang around and talk. Huh? I said, "If you want to talk to me, come at 3:30 in the morning." I told him. He said, "Prabhuji, I only get up at 4:10, 4:15." I said, "But don't come in the night." So you have to escape from people who are already going very late. And you have to associate with people who have a habit of sleeping early. So early to bed and early to rise. Actually, from early to bed, many good qualities will come in you. For example, if you sleep at 9, 9:30, for example, 3:30 you are up morning. Then those golden hours that you are getting in the morning, like students, if you are a student, 3:30 to 4:30, like if you're getting up at 3:30, by 4 you are ready, you've taken bath. That half an hour you can even do your college studies also if you want in that time. Because morning program starts at 4:30, right? Yeah. That's a golden hour. I can show you one quote of Prabhupada where he says, I'll show you just now. You can see this, what Prabhupada says in the letter. One of you read it? Huh? Yeah. One of you take the mic. Where's the mic with you? Yeah.
So, in this age, according to Vedic system, everyone should rise early in the morning, at least 1.5 hours before the sunrise. This that is called Brahma Muhurta. During that time, if you read, say, 1 hour, this 1 hour is equal to 5 hours in the daytime. It is so convenient. But people are lazy. They think, if I can sleep up to 10 o'clock, it is a great work.
Correct. See what Prabhupada is saying. What is highlight here? Anybody can say? Huh? Yeah? 1 hour is equal to, isn't it amazing? That means if you have 24 hours for everybody in this world, you have got almost 28 hours. Correct? No? Because morning 1 hour is equal to 5 hours. So you can, because morning, the mind, The mind is very calm, and also all the social media are switched off. Correct, no? All over the city is sleeping. Because all city is sleeping. Is there interaction happening in WhatsApp and Twitter and Facebook and all that? Is it happening in the morning time? All people are sleeping. So because the people around you are sleeping, there is no, that means for your mind also there is no global gossip at that time, the morning time. Your mind is also free. And if you are chanting Hare Krishna, that's what the mind hears. Huh? You can, that's what he's saying. It's like 5 hours in the day, he's saying. Hmm. So 1 hour is equal to 5 hours in the daytime, he says. So try to, so that's a good habit. It's one good habit I told you. So can you all name some good habits? One is the early to bed, early to rise, I said. What else? Huh? Sticking to some prasadam timing. Time per kana. That's very good for the body. Your body also has a clock. Huh? Like I have a strict diet. 7 o'clock I'm supposed to take ORS, this thing. And 8 o'clock I take fruits. 10 o'clock my first prasad I take. And evening 4 o'clock, the second prasad. That's all, nothing after that. In between, I'm supposed to take some coconut water or something like that, the afternoon time. Everything is like prefixed. This is the time. And what happens, if I feel hungry, I look at the clock exactly before o'clock. Because the body only tells you, Are, 4 baje gaya abhi. You have to take now. Morning also today, I was going to meet Sarubham Prabhu. Suddenly I was feeling hungry. I looked at the clock exactly 10 o'clock. Because body gets understand. So it's very good if you eat prasad after becoming hungry. But how will you feel hungry? As you rightly said, time per kana. Same way, time per sona. This is a very good habit. Yeah, actually, you're all very young boys. Even if you don't eat on time, also you can digest. But after 30, 35, 40, if you are eating at different times, you'll get ulcers and all. Time eating and going. Very good. And anybody else? Yeah? Yeah, taking bath every day is. Not that once in a week you take bath. Good. And then? Yeah. Wearing fresh clothes is a little difficult thing, but we have to do it. It's very important. For that, you have to make sure you have washed and kept the clothes ready. Correct, no? How many of you here have at least 2 sets of dhoti kurta? At least 2. Very good. Everybody has. Anybody has 3? Oh, very good. 4. How many have 4? Okay. At least many have 3, I think. The advantage of 3 is 1 you are wearing and 2 are, yeah, 2 can be ready. So, see, this is supposed to be taken between 12:30 to 12:45. Look at the clock. Correct, it has come now. Coconut milk I'm supposed to take at this time. See? Yeah. Everything on time. My assistant knows, otherwise he'll get a phone call from me. So, yeah, it's good to have 3 dhoti kurta sets because sometimes you have exam and all, you can't wash. Also, what I do, one time I wash with soap, next time I don't put soap powder because we don't need to put a lot of detergent on the cloth. Once you wash it, next time I just rinse it. That's all in water and I dry it. It's quite neat. I guess does it look ugly? I mean, does it look dirty? Once you put with soap, another one without soap. So that means in a week, once you washed with soap 3 or 4 sets, another time you rinsed it. That means in a week only you have to wash it twice, once with soap, once without soap. Okay, any other good habit? Hmm. He's saying that sometimes we have a habit of not reading Prabhupada's books. So what we should do, we should cue it. Cueing means what? You cultivate a habit with the mind that every day after lunch, half an hour you read Prabhupada's book. So mind will tell you, in lunch over now, that means you have to go there and pick up the book. Mind gets used to it. Mind will drive you. Jao, kitab le lo. Huh? Mind will say like that. Yeah, it's called as queuing. Either before prasad or after prasad, like that. Reading is very important, and in case you are not able to read proper books, keep some timing, like what he said. 15 minutes after lunch and 15 minutes after dinner. So half an hour in a day, like that. Yeah. Very good habit it is. Then any other good habit? While taking prasadam, we can discuss some spiritual things. What we have yes discussed in class today. Correct. We can revise some examples, stories, analogies we heard. Because those people who recollect from the class, they are the ones who become the best preachers later on. Because if you don't recollect, you tend to forget. It just evaporates from your head. But if you recollect, you are reinforcing the point. So then it becomes your asset after that. You can quote this, like I told you a little story today about the father and son plucking out the weeds and eating mango, correct, no? Little story. Go to the college and tell one of your friends. If you hear the story, you say, hey, you told a nice story. I want to come and see your program. You start coming for the classes, correct, no? This is the so those boys who are very talkative, they bring a lot of boys. I have seen. So I mean, they also don't know how the boys are coming. They just go on telling what they heard. You just go and repeat what you heard. That's all, and immediately they'll pick up. Uh, that's a good habit. And any other habit? Yeah, yeah. Actually, Prabhupada said first dress and then address. So one of the aspects of dress is clean shaved, no beard, no mustache, looking very clean. And then dress also should be nicely washed clothes. Gandhi also used to say that washed clothes you should wear. We should not wear dirty. Some of them are wearing like bright. You see, you stand up, you can stand up. Yeah, yourself. Bright is wearing. See the kurta. Yeah. See, Haribo. Your neighbor also. He's also wearing nice. What's your name? Narayana. He also is very nice. Bright. What's your name? Yeah. So this way, if you wear a good cloth, that also is very attractive, isn't it? Like first time when I went to Chapari temple, I saw one devotee was wearing pure white kurta, pure white dhoti, and he had a bead bag. The bead bag was also white. Huh? It was so clean. On that day, I decided I will always have a clean bead bag. You see, it's clean. So if you wear a clean bead bag, then others are also inspired. I also want to keep my bead bag very clean by seeing it. One time, His Holiness Jayadud Maharaj saw one place, one fellow had hung his bead bag. He said, "What is this rat hanging?" He asked. The boy was shocked. Rat? Maharaj, it looks like a rat. It's so dirty it is. They are selling. How many of you have seen very dirty bead bags? You've seen, you've seen, no? So, therefore, we should keep it very clean, nicely washed. I heard that Prabhupada used to wash his bead bag also daily. Of course, I only heard it. I am not doing it. It's not very easy. Dhoti kurta also, he would wear fresh one, and bead bag also, he would change every day fresh. Amazing, no? So, but we don't change every day. But the point is, it should be clean. No? What else? Any other good habit? Accountability. Accountability, yeah. Where you are going, where you are coming. Yeah. Where you are going, where you are coming. In home also you will see, in India, if you are going out, you always say, I'm yato. Yato, you say, no? Yato means I am coming. But you should never say, I am going. Then mother will not allow you to go. Correct, no? I am coming. Whether you should say and you should go. Then they will ask you, are you going to temple? Are you going to this thing? They will ask you. So then people know that you have gone somewhere. Otherwise, nobody in India you will see, they will leave a place and go without telling anybody. Correct? So, and why is it necessary? One day, one of our boys, Bharati Vidyapin, you know, uh, generally this boy had a habit of not telling anybody while going out. So he went out to call boys for the evening program. On the way, actually in Bharati Vidyapin, you have to go little up the hill like this, driving scooter. So driving scooter like this, a scooter somehow did not have the strength to go climb up. It fell in the side. He also fell down and he fainted unconscious. He was fallen on the side of the road. Fallen. And immediately some of the boys were going on the road. They came, sprinkled some water. They tried to get him up. He was wounded also. He was bleeding also. Leg and hand were bleeding. Fortunately, the good thing was they saw the card was there, some address was there, somebody's phone number was there. So immediately called the phone number. It was one of our voice boys' phone number. And they said, hey, your friend is lying here on the road. He fainted unconscious. He said, where is he? And then they told him. Immediately he told the boys, 20 of them reached there. When they sprinkled water, the boy opened his eyes and all 20 inmates were there all around. He was like shocked. Yeah, and of course, that was in the hospital. They had taken him to hospital and put the bandage and everything, and they sprinkled the water and he woke up. Later on, when I went, he told me, Prabhuji, I was so touched by the devotees. So many devotees came to take care of me. Yeah. But I asked him, did you tell devotees where you are going? He said, no, Prabhuji, I didn't tell. Some outsider conveyed. After that, so none of us should go out anywhere without some identity in your pocket. How many of you keep some identity when you go out? Very important. If you don't have anything in your pocket also, nobody will know who you are. Correct, no? How will they pass the message very quickly? I always have Aadhaar card in this. Aadhaar card and PAN card also. Both are here only. Suddenly you feel unconscious. They will say, oh, Aadhaar card, PAN card, phone number, call them. Then devotees will come and take you. Correct, no? So always we should either go with one more person or carry. It's a good habit also. Anything else? Good habit? Sadhana card. Very good. Huh? So you are supposed to get how much marks in sadhana card? 80 body score, 80 soul score. Correct? It should be 80 both. Actually, in our Pune Kunjaberi ashram, we used to put on the notice board all the brahmacharis sadhana. So like that, Nimanitya Prabhu is still doing it. Nimanitya Prabhu, he's got some 78 boys with him. And he showed me, it's a Google, sheet. Google sheet, where everybody has to go on that particular week and they had to put. And I really enjoyed seeing that because I told Nimanitya Prabhu, you have trained your boys to lead a spiritual life without false ego. Because none of them are afraid that others will see my score. Because everybody is saying, whose score? Everybody's score is visible, correct, no? They're all putting it in the table. So some 78 boys, just imagine, Such a good habit it is. So, and also what happens, there's a little bit of social pressure also in that. Because everybody is filling and if you don't fill up, you look very bad also, correct, no? So you have to fill up. So I'm thinking in Pune also we will bring back that standard. It's very good it is. Because we had it at one time. At that time, Radheshyam was a strict Radheshyam. Now I have become a little, I have left it to Lord. Jo hona hoga. I am in bhajan now. The early days, I was like army officer. When I came to Pune, they're not following standard. Now I am already 56. I'm supposed to be more compassionate now. Quote unquote compassionate. But problem is people next to me are not strict. So I have to become strict again now. So if you have that kind of sadhana card, I heard that one devotee was telling me in my travels, actually don't wait for 1 week. Same day only you take. You ask your people under you, what did you do from morning to night today, you tell now. One day you take, especially those who are not filling up, we should take a sadhana card. How frequently? Daily. That's the best thing. And then if those who are giving daily, they can be put in the weekly mode. Correct, no? Those who are giving weekly, pakka they are giving weekly, they can be put in monthly mode. Okay, you show monthly. And that way our responsibility will be reduced. Number of people under our care will be reduced. Otherwise, it will be too many. Imagine I have 50 people. 10 of them are pakka fellows. You don't have to worry at all. Then you can remove the name from the list only. You can tell them that hey, you are a liberated soul. So you are not required. You are liberated from sadhana card. Correct. No? Then another 20 fellows, pakka, they are doing daily. Then we can put them in weekly once if they show it is good enough. Then 30 people are out. Only 20 you have to worry about. And 20 fellows you follow up daily. आज बताओ सुबह से रात तक क्या क्या हो इधर. Like that we have to follow. And then slowly they will say, okay, Prabhuji, रात तक दे दूंगा, Prabhuji, सोने के पहले दे दूंगा. Then they will come little, they will drag themselves in that. And then once they become pakka daily, then we can put them in weekly once more. This I am going to do for brahmacharis first in the temple. Then only the reform will come. Otherwise, as I told you, why some people are very bad in sadhana card? Because the conditionings have come. Correct, no? The habit, repeatedly they have not been filling up sadhana card. That has become a habit. It has become a conditioning now. And now they have become trapped by the conditioning now. They can't escape now. Understand, no? Yeah. So therefore, I appreciate Nimananda Prabhu because he's a very strict man. As much as he's very loving and caring and training people nicely, he's also equally strict also. So in Pune, we want to bring back that good old days, where we were also super strict. The ashram, I remember, the whole sadhana card, all devotees, correct? Colorfully it will be put up. Some senior said, probably publicly display करने की क्या जरूरत है? हम लोग अपने अपने डायरी में लिख लेते हैं. We will keep it. That's where the fall down started. After that, people know that now I don't have to show it to anybody. So naturally, even if I don't fill up, also it is all right. That kind of conditionings have come. Tomorrow I have brahmachari class. We'll bring it back tomorrow. Yeah. Good point. It's a very important thing. Sadhana card you brought. Very good. Wonderful it is. What about study chart? Here you have study chart or you don't have? Yeah. Study chart is very important also. Actually, I would give study chart equal weightage to sadhana chart. I'll give. Why? Because if you study well and get good marks regularly, you're studying, parents will be very happy. Correct, no? If parents are peaceful, they will allow you to do Krishna consciousness. If parents see your mark is going down, they will ask you to quit. They will say, come out. You cannot stay here. You are becoming more like Tukaram now. Avoid that. Now you have to become more duty bound. So you have to give equal weightage. You should be like Arjuna. The difference between Tukaram and Arjuna, Tukaram is only bhajan. Arjuna has to fight the battle also. Correct, no? So you have to do your studies and you are also supposed to do your devotion. Both you have to balance. So study chart, sadhana chart, these are very delicate things because bad habits can be easily observable in this. Correct, no? Somebody not filling up. It's very nice. I am seeing some voices, they have a habit of putting all the boys' scores on the notice board. It's a very good habit instead of keeping privately. No need to keep it private. Public is very good because we all help one another, give social pressure to one another. Correct, no? It's very nice. This. Any other good habit? Cleanliness. Yeah, cleaning the room. You all are allotted some place. Who is cleaning in charge here? Yeah, very good. And also you have cleaning chart. Very good. Yeah. This is another thing. Our mind becomes little lazy. Kal karunga. And the kal kabhi nahi aayega. We keep postponing until the room becomes crowded. Like sometimes I went to one boy's room for calling for the program. I saw, my Lord, room, all the jeans and t-shirt and everything is hanging. Whole room. And books are littered, and papers are littered, scattered. Yeah, it looks like so shabby all around. People generally don't clean, and the boy, he sleeps with the shoes also on. He's lazy to remove the shoes also in the night. So horrible. Sometimes a pussycat is coming, dog is coming in, door is open. So very unclean places. But here we are in a spiritual place, correct? No? Here, Adakunjabiyari is it's their palace. So when you're living in this place, naturally you have to make it clean. So daily cleanliness is very important. But problem for many people is they will say, I don't get time to clean. Early morning, bago, daudu, mangalarti ke liye aana hai. Chanting we have to do. Okay, if you couldn't do in the morning, you can do in the daytime also. Some time of the day, in the afternoon, you are a little more free, you can clean. But I wanted to know how many of you come from a background where you were taught from childhood that you should keep your place clean and therefore you cultivated that habit of keeping place clean. Anybody? Yeah, there are about 10 devotees. Very good, yeah. So that is a very good habit actually. Very nice. Because if a place is clean, you increase sattva guna. If place is unclean, tamaguna increases. If things are littered. Okay, any other good habit? Yes. Following the good example of the seniors. Correct, no? So, willing to watch their good example and follow it and not be whimsical. Correct, no? Whimsical means manmani. Doing what your mind tells you to do. Opposite to that is, even though mind may want to do some wrong thing, but you follow what the seniors are teaching you. Very good. Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah. Mike. Where is the mic?
Like we are going out or somewhere, we can engage our guys in reading or hearing lecture.
Yeah. He's saying that When we go out, just like a tortoise withdraws, hands, head, leg, everything inside and shows the back to the enemy. Huh? Similarly, when we go out, there is a possibility of, being trapped by Maya. Therefore, what we should do, we should give ourselves some spiritual engagement, like hearing some lecture, reading some book. That's a very good habit. Huh? Like if you are going in a cab, you just open a Prabhupada's book and you read, and your friend is hearing, and then you are discussing something, and then the destination comes. And if you don't do that, you look here outside. People inside the car are looking outside. People outside are looking inside. Who is inside? Everywhere people are trying to find out, is there some object will be beautiful for me to enjoy, correct? No? Good point. Very good. Thank you. Anybody, any other good habit? So why am I asking these things? Because these are good habits which you should start repeating. Today I told you about repetition, correct? When you repeat good habits, what is the result? When you repeatedly do the same act 50, 100, 200 times, what happens? It becomes habit. And those habits which have become habits, and the habit is repeatedly done, then it becomes one of your mental conditionings. It becomes a good conditioning. Huh? Yeah. And then good conditions, see, good conditions produce, sorry, good conditioning produce, any conditioning produces condition, I told you. For example, if you are having bad conditioning, it handcuffs you, I said, like a thief. He steals. So he is handcuffed. Good conditions also, they also, good conditioning also leads to condition. What is the condition? For example, Prabhupada said, my disciples, even if you give them 1 crore rupees, they will not smoke a cigarette. Prabhupada said. Huh? That is also good conditioning, means you become bound by good discipline. That means you will not be able to do bad things. Like one boy asked Radha Gopinath Prabhu, प्रभु जी पहले हम लोग कुछ भी करते थे, हैं? कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा हमको, इसे अभी इतना भक्ति में आने के बाद इतना हमारा माहौल बदल गया. एंड देन ही वाज टेलिंग, अगर कोई मित्र आता है मेरे पास, बुलाता है, चलो यार बाहर जाकर आते हैं, तुरंत मैं पूछता हूँ किधर जाना है, हैं? अगर वो बोलता है सिनेमा जाना है, सिनेमा नहीं जाना है, हमको मंदिर में जाना है. अगर कोई बोलता है, अगर बस में जाते हैं, कोई लड़की आकर निकट बैठती है तो हमको कंपन होता है. पहले कुछ कंपन नहीं होता था, कोई भी बैठे थे निकट, हम तो स्वयं कंधे के ऊपर हाथ डालते थे, अभी कंपन हो रहा हमको. So Radha Gopinath Prabhu said, he said, see, earlier you were very impure, now you have become pure, you're becoming more and more pure. Right now your consciousness has become like a white dhoti. In white dhoti, you take a sketch pen, black sketch pen, and put one dot. Everybody can see. They will ask you, what is this? But in a lungi, you put one black dot. कुछ फर्क पड़ता है? Earlier you were like a lungi, now you become dhoti. You're selling. Therefore, at that time you were like a buffalo consciousness. Because you are so dead, man, woman, you were interacting like cats and dogs. You never felt it is sinful. You didn't know only. But now that you have become a devotee, you are very conscious. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex. Correct? No? You are very, very. Even if somebody gives you food, you ask, is it prasad? Is it having onion, garlic? Correct? No? Yeah, you have become very conscious. So that is he said, that means your Krishna consciousness is increasing. It's a good sign that your fear in getting trapped in sinful activities, that fear is a very healthy fear. You understand the meaning of healthy fear? Say you are walking on the road on a rainy day. Somehow some wires got cut and the wire is lying on the road. See, there are two type of wires. One is electric wire, one is telephonic wire. Correct? No? Out of the which is not dangerous? Yeah, telephonic wire is not dangerous. Sometimes in a rainy season that is also cut, it's lying on the ground. But when you are walking, say you are walking barefoot, you don't have any shoes or chappal also. Now you are not sure whether it is electric wire or telephone wire. Can you put your foot on that? How many of you will avoid putting your foot? Correct? No, better safe, no? Why to try that? नहीं मैं check करता हूँ current आ रहा है कि नहीं. You will not do that. You don't want to die. Correct? No? That is called what fear? What fear? Healthy fear. So how many of you agree we should have healthy fear? Yeah. So we all need healthy fear. That's very important. Huh? So you are avoiding, dandiyaras they are doing in the college, putting DJ. You come back. You come back to room and you are hearing some kirtans, doing your studies. You don't want to go there because boys and girls are dancing together. Later on, they will do many more bad things they will do. And you don't want to go in that track. So go. Some boy will say, hey, tum bhag gaya, why you didn't come? You are not answerable to them. Are you accountable to them or accountable to Krishna? You're accountable to Krishna. You can say, no, no, I was having headache or I was having fever. इसलिए मैं चला गया. Bas, you can say like that. Huh? So, but you are very intelligent not to, connect with boys and situations where you can be degraded. Like, for example, any period in your college is off, say second period or third period, and teacher has not come. Then you will see boys sit in groups in the class. You've seen that? Same bench, everybody will be sitting in the bench. Ha ha ha, he, hoo. They'll be correct, no? They'll be joking. Sometimes a group of girls and a group of boys will be talking. Correct, no? In a class. And they may talk so many things. Huh? Or only boys are talking, but they talk so many bad things about the girls. Correct, no? They talk. Or they may talk about movies and they may talk about politics. So what I used to do, as soon as the announcement is made that the teacher has not come, the spirit is free, immediately I'll go to library directly. And library is a silent room. Huh? They put the board silence. Nobody can make any noise there. And I have many important books I have already noted and kept in library. So I'll go and I pick them up, peacefully read, and I'll put alarm. 3 minutes before the next period, I'll put the alarm. Then when the alarm rings, I'll go to the next period. Huh? So you can use your time very constructively. That way, you learn something valuable in life rather than wasting in gossip. And the gossip sometimes is not good also. They may talk all rubbish things, they may talk. So you have to be intelligent. How to avoid the bad association, correct, no? So similarly in the college also, I'll never go before the class. When the bell rings, I'll exactly enter the class. I was very strict with my timing. Similarly, the last bell rings, immediately I'll be out. Huh? And it's not that I was alone, I won't talk to people. I had my own circle of people. That means I chose my association. Huh? I did not mix with anybody and everybody. I only chose that these are good boys. My association with them will be fruitful. It will be uplifting. Only with them I will associate. Huh? So there's a saying, you tell me the name of your 5 friends, and then I can tell you what type of person you are, it is said. So you have to be choosing your good friends. Huh? Those are the people who are good friends whose input will be uplifting to you in life. Huh? So you have to be very careful. That is a way to avoid bad association. What happens with you? Imagine you are surrounded with 3, 4 boys and others won't come to you. So bad elements won't come near you. They will say that, Are, iska circle alag iska. Huh? He has his own circle. They will leave you. Then they have their circle. Crows have crow circle. Swans have swan circle. So you join swan circle. Why to join crow circle? Crow circle, they are going to bring out dead rats and tear them and get some juice from the dead rats. Huh? You see? On the other hand, you see, swan circle, they will drink milk. Huh? They will even monster our lake. So we have to be very careful to choose good association. In this way, you can avoid bad habits very easily. Past bad conditions can be driven out. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much.